Hi, today we're going to tie a fly called a greenbutt caddis. This is a fly consists of a piece of 2 millimeter green foam. In this case it's a chartreuse color. And we will be putting on some elk hair as a wing. We're using a size 8 nymph hook with a downturn eye and a hackle feather. In this case it's going to be one of these really long thin hackle feathers. So let's get started. For this fly we're going to be using a chartreuse UTC 140 thread, and we want to start our thread right behind the eye and just work our way back to about the barb of the hook, right where the bend is. So the first thing we're going to do is tie in our hackle feather, and you want to tie these in by the tip so you get the most flexibility. And if you just stroke it back like this, you'll get the fibers to stand straight out. So we're going to just tie this down and let that hang out of the way. Next, we're going to take our 2 millimeter craft foam, and I cut this so it's 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters, so it's really a square. And we're going to lay this on the hook, and we just want the back end to go just, barely past the bend of the hook. And we're going to do some light wraps. Tie that down, make sure it stays on top of the hook. And just quite a few wraps there, but just want to make sure it doesn't turn. And next we want to pick this up and advance our thread to the front of the hook again. And we're going to wrap this foam around the hook, not wrapping over itself, right in front of each other, to basically coat the hook in a layer of foam. Now with my thumbnail I'm just going to hold that in place while I tie the front down. I'm going to do quite a few wraps here just to make sure it doesn't come off. And trim that. So the next thing is we're going to wrap the hackle feather around the hook, or around the foam. So we don't need to do too many wraps here. We'd like the fibers to stand out. Of course, I'm picking everything up out of my trash bucket down here. Alright, so we're going to tie that off on the front. A few wraps, and then I'll just tip of my scissors snip the hackle feather. And a few more wraps there to hold that in place. Now the next thing we're going to do is take a few strands of the elk hair, and we don't need too many on here, but I guess it's hard to tell you the size of the bunch. Half a pencil maybe. And like we've done with deer hair and other craft fur, we're going to hold the tips and then pull out this fluff and short fibers from this end. Next, we're actually going to take and put this inside what's called a hair stacker. But I'm putting the tips down and I'm going to tap it. So next, just grabbing the tips, we want them to go just to the edge of the green. I'm going to hold this tight in my left hand and do a couple loose wraps here and tighten it down, not letting go of it. And we're going to do several wraps here. We only want the hair to be on the top, so if you get any strands that go underneath, we're going to get those out of the way. And the next thing we need to do is trim this long stuff. So what I like to do is grab it all in a bunch, the butt ends. And we're going to take our scissor and come in and just cut it, making a little head here. We're just going to do a couple of knots here. And there we go. Kind of a cool little fly. I do know it catches trout. We had a lady who attended our class and was able to catch a little rainbow trout off this, so it does fish. So thanks for watching.